CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
What up, my guy? I am doing very well, very, very well. I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited to launch this new podcast, man, this new endeavor, this new platform to allow people to come and tell their story, man. You know, the rebrand of the Sit Down Podcast with Ray Phillips Jr. Is now making it through with Uncle P. You know what I'm saying? And myself, man. I'm super excited about it. It came together. I wouldn't call it by accident because it was definitely divine, but it came together, I feel like, in a time where I was just venting, you know what I'm saying, kind of just getting it out. And I was like, you know what? I think you on to something. And you was like, all right, if you're serious, let's do it. And I put it together, put the logo together, you know what I'm saying, put the vision together, and we here. You know what I'm saying? We here. It finally made it out the group chat, you know what I'm saying? Finally made it through the group chat.
Right. Listen, when you hit me with this, I was like, you know what, Ray? Whatever you want to do, I'm with it. I told you that from the beginning.
Right.
From the very first time we met, let's go back to right?
That was a minute.
What's up, man? What you doing, right?
Right.
Your stature gives off someone that wants to do something greater. You know what I mean? And when you want to do something greater, sometimes you just got to do it. Right? There's no sense in trying to understand it, how it makes sense. No, God called you to do something. And when God calls you to do something, you better do it, or it's going to stay on your head.
That's a
for
fact.
The rest of your life. Then you get older, now you're frustrated because you really can't do it. Now you're fat, you're frustrated, and you're looking at people. And I remember a story. My dad was an elderly neighbor on the block. We used to play catch, and I would throw the ball over. My dad said, "Don't throw it over my head because it's going to go in the yard. And if it goes in the yard, he's not going to give it to us." So he threw the ball in the yard. So he said, "My fault. All right, I'm gonna go over here." He goes and knocks on the door. Knocks on the door. The man allows him to get the ball out the yard. Then I do it. I knock on the door, and the man tells me no. So I go tell my dad. I was like, "Yo, Mr. Blah 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 said I can't get the ball out the yard." You feel me? He was like, "All right, we'll go over there and talk to him." So he brought him over. He said, "This is my son. It's my junior. Not really my junior, but my junior.
Right.
Is it okay if he goes to get the ball?" He said, "Sure." So I was always trying to figure out, and I asked my dad later why. He said some people are so frustrated that they wasted their youth, that they like to hold things back from the youth. You understand what I'm saying? And make them have to go through extremes to retrieve it. Never ignore what God has called you to do. So very young in my life, I was always around God. Like God was very important to my father. He was Catholic. You know, my mother was Methodist. You feel me? But together, both of them put this belief in me that when God calls me to do something, I should do it. Now, for a long time, I wasn't listening to God because I felt like he took my dad from me. I was mad. I was frustrated. But now, you know, that I've gone through all of the things that I've gone through and I've experienced life, I realize when God is talking to me to just do it. It will work itself out.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, no, this so this took a spin, right? So we always have scripts and things like that we think that we should do or we should say or we should talk about. But you just flipped the script, my brother. So now we gonna go nah. So now we about to go down this path. Because going into 40, I just turned 40. So going into 40, I was like, yo, I look back over the course of the 20 years, right? So we adults technically at 18. So I look back over the course of the 20 years. And I'm like, man, what have I accomplished in the last 20 years that I said I wanted to accomplish when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, right? And it really took me to a space of deep thought. It took me to a space where I was able to see myself in each stage of those 20 years, right? And I broke it down in 5-year increments where it was the first 5 of the 20, I was just out young and reckless, just doing whatever it is that I wanted to do. The second 5, zero discipline. I would say I want to do it. I didn't do it. I would set like crazy
goals.
Like ambitious goals. Right. No. It's not that I couldn't reach the goals.
You didn't know how to reach them.
No, I wouldn't say that either because I had a coach who was showing me how to do it. But I lacked the discipline. I had nothing but procrastination dwelling on me, right? So then the next 5 years, I'm still in that space of not really knowing who I am, trying to figure out what it looks like, trying to discipline myself. I meet this woman. She was a young girl at the time, or a young lady at the time. I meet her. We fall in love. We get married. And now I'm coming out of those 5 years of no discipline, procrastination. I wouldn't call it lazy because I was always out doing it, trying to get to the money, trying to make sure that I could do for myself so nobody else had to do for me, right? So now I'm pushing through what that looks like. I say I do, right? And literally my whole life unraveled before me, right? Completely changed. You know, God showed up in my life and said, yo, this is what Ray is, right? And then we went into, so we're in marriage, and then that 5 years, so it was 4 years of the next 5, right? And then we get into 30. I turned 30. And those first 5 years, I heard a podcast on my, I think it was like the day after my 30th birthday or a couple days after, whatever that looks like. And on the podcast, the guy says, all of your decisions you make in your 20s affect your 30s. All the decisions you make in your 30s affect your 40s, 50s, and so forth, right? So now I'm not making reckless, I'm still making my reckless decisions. I'm doing, everything that don't make sense, right? I'm working a crazy job. We throwing it in the bag, everything. So not thinking about what it's going to look like when we get to 40, when we get to 50, right? So I'm just still acting crazy. So I get to that space. I hear that podcast, and I'm like, yo, I got to switch this up. I said, because every decision that I make from here on out is going to affect what 40 looks like, right? And I'm glad that I made the switch because now, just being a month, about a month. No, it's been a month into 40. I'm realizing things like I need to protect my peace. I'm realizing things like if I don't discipline myself, somebody else will. What do I mean? I mean, if I'm out here working and running my businesses and doing all these things and I'm disciplined in those spaces, but the moment I'm not disciplined, somebody else is going to pay me to do it. They're going to steal my dream, and they're going to allow me, I'm air quoting it, right? They're going to allow me to work for them, but in any moment, they could take it from you. And that's what happened. They took it, right? However, it forced me to get back to who I am naturally, right? And I say that to say that if we can get to a space where we can recollect where we've come from, not focusing on the past, because when we focus on the past, that's where we dwell, right? So recollecting, pondering, and making the adjustments so that while we're going forward and we're pushing forward, we're able to see ourselves in a different life, right? I'm on my way here again. I'm driving. I'm listening to a podcast, and the guy said something that blew my mind. I wrote it in my notes. I'm like, yo, I gotta sit on this for a second, right? He said this. He said, we're paid what we believe we're worth. We're not actually paid what we're worth. We're paid. Listen, we're paid for what we believe we're worth. It blew my mind.
Why did it blow your mind?
Because I'm literally, so I did this business card for this lady, right? And I was like, yo, just give me a love offering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
About that.
Right.
I told you about that.
You did tell me about that. Listen, hold on, bro. Hold on. I said, give me a love offering, right? She gives me the love offering. She pays it out yesterday. I didn't know that it hit my account until something said it came out of my account that it's been trying to come out, right? So I look, I'm like, where'd this come from? I go on the joint, it's on there. She paid me more than I would have charged her, right? So when he said it, I'm like, yo, this is so crazy because I literally just experienced it, right? So understanding your worth, I think, will allow you to make the decisions that's necessary in your life.
And I understand where you're coming from, right? Because I'm the same way. You feel me? Oh, here, take this free podcast. Oh, here, take this, take this. That's just to be in brotherhood with whomever. Brother, sister, cousin, uncle, nephew. To be in brotherhood saying we're doing this together. You know what I mean?
Right.
What I'm asking for from a podcast is consistency. You know what I'm saying? Don't show up, do 3, get a couple new followers, and be like, oh, I can do this alone. I can do this at home. I can do this on my phone, right? Then you were using me. Now, I'm not using you.
Right.
So when I go into business with someone, I'm trying to figure out whether you want to be consistent. So I don't have a problem with investing 6 months of my time to realize whether or not you're going to be consistent. You feel me? Free. Now, after those 6 months, now you got to pay. By those 6 months, you should have figured out a way to make some money off of your thing if you're serious about it.
Right.
There's no reason why. In those 6 months, you could have got some, yo, P, I got a sponsor. I already throw it on that joint. Yo, P, I did this. Oh, I already throw it on that joint, right? You're making money, right? 6 months is up. We have a conversation. We bring it to the table. This is how much it costs for you to have it. But it wasn't. No, it wasn't in the beginning because I was looking out for you.
Facts.
Now, what you took from that, if you didn't want a business, if you didn't want to grow, then you have what you have in front of you. But it's not hard to find a sponsor. It's not hard to find a company that wants to bang out with what you're talking about because you see everybody has one. So you have to do the work to get one. But why don't you do it? If I do the work to get one, this is for the radio station. It's not so much for the different podcasts that come through. This is so we can get $400 microphones. The microphones in front of you right now individually cost $400.
Yeah, it's $1,200 on the table.
You know what I mean? It's not $100. It's not off of Temu. Like this is the station.
Right.
This is how we show up every time. You know what I mean? So if I'm showing up and I'm giving you good equipment, you got to show up and give me good consistency.
Right.
Give me your time. Show up a half an hour before your show, not 10 minutes before. You understand what I'm saying? Show up and come in and really have something to offer instead of coming in and say, all right, what we talking about?
Yeah, if I got to write it, I'm going to charge you for
Right.
it. Facts.
So I get it, right? And when you hit me up about this podcast, you know, I've always been, you know, we did your podcast, the joint you do alone. You interviewed me. That was over 5 years ago.
Nah, it was nah, bro, it was 23. No, it was 23. I was in North Carolina. It was 23.
It was 23.
We left 22. I think it was my wife. Yeah, my wife had just got her surgery, so it was like February 23.
22.
It's 23, bro. It's either way, it was about 4 years ago. Let's call it 4 years ago.
The old building, we were moving. We were getting ready, so it had to be 2022 because that's when I moved out.
Okay, so 22.
Yeah, but you know, that interview, it, like I said, different things have woken me up to realize who I am. You feel me? And discipline wasn't a thing that I treasured. I talked about that this morning, right? I didn't have any discipline. I was wild. I was free. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do, whenever I wanted to do it, and there wasn't no thing. But then you understand that discipline is the bridge between you right now and your future self. Like
Right.
you were saying, what you do in your 30s will lead to an easier life in your 40s. Why? Fuck my 30s up. You know what I'm saying? And kind of came into my 40s doing the same exact thing. You feel me? Like, I turned 40 in 2020, right? So I've been 40 for 6 years. right? And in my 6 years, it's been nothing but pain because I had to learn some things. I had to understand some things. You feel me? And move, right? 2 years ago, my mom passed away. You feel me? In that 2024, I lost my mom, my cousin, my grandfather, people that were important to me. You feel me? For guidance, people that stood by the side of me. You feel me? For motivation, right? They're no longer here. And when I look at my family, I'm the patriarch. You feel me? Like I'm the father, I'm the grandfather, I'm the uncle. It's like, oh, all right, I gotta get things together. So last year I spent in this house, understanding what I was doing. I quit both my jobs. I was making $150,000 a year, both jobs, $75,000. I quit both of them. You feel me? And fell back for a year. That 1 year I fell back, it's like I never existed. Like I was never there, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because things need to keep on moving. If you could tell, I left, I didn't do my job correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
So no, you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even tell I was there. That's how people want it to be, and that's okay. I'm good with that. You feel me? Because I'm in the radio station. So what I do for the radio station speaks for me and for the people that are close to me. That's how I made it through, right? Coming into the radio station, sitting in the radio station, understanding the radio station, trying to understand it even more, trying to understand the nonprofit. That's how I made it through.
So I got a question on TikTok, and they ask, is age the connection or is experiences along the way that mold you? So I would say, personally, for me, it's not necessarily the age that molded me. It is the experiences in the ages, but the way that I break it down in my head is every year right before my birthday, 6 months in, I'm like, all right, did I accomplish the goals that I wanted to accomplish? So for me, the new year start on my birthday. It don't start, you know what I'm saying, on July or January 1. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I go by my birthday.
I'm like, all right, so the new year for Ray looks like this. So what have I accomplished in the 6 months that I said that I wanted to accomplish? And to be real, right now, I'm accomplishing one of the things that I said I wanted to accomplish once I turned 40. I wanted to get back in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, and have a podcast again. I was strong for like 2-3 years, knocking them joints out, bang, 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 bang. But now I'm being able to do it. So I would say, yes, age has a factor in what that looks like. However, the experiences in the midst of those ages is actually what molds us. How about you?
I would agree, but I also think your mentors also, play a big part in that. The people that you choose to gleam off of, to get energy from, motivation from. You feel me? If you're pulling from the wrong well, you're gonna get dirty water. You know what I mean? If you're pulling from the recycling well or the poop well, you're gonna get dirty water. Like, so you got to make sure you're pulling from the right well, right? The people that are around you are capable of, inspiring you, motivating you, pushing you. You feel me? And you're giving that energy back. It's like, give or take.
Right.
Right. You don't want to continue to take bad energy from people that My mic wasn't on the whole time.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Yeah, my mic wasn't
Ain't
on.
no way. We having
Thank you, Ish. I appreciate you.
We having a great conversation and you wasn't talking.
And my mic wasn't on. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So in case y'all missed what he was saying, yeah, I think that part.
Thank you, Ish.
I think was on TikTok they hear you because it's coming straight from the phone.
Right.
But I think that part was literally just for this space. But now that the mic is on, it's time to get lit.
It's time to get lit.
And it's time to do what we came to do, man. I 100% just appreciate transparency, right?
Right.
Because a lot of times people get on these podcasts, man, and they, again, it's a script. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I had a script written for what this looks like, and we ain't touched the script one time since we started today.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the script.
No, it ain't no need to get into the script now.
Why
We
not?
already, because we here. It's authentic conversation.
I mean, that could have just been the start, and we can edit it out for the real podcast, right?
No, we're not editing
because
nothing.
they couldn't hear me, so everything that I said never happened.
That's true.
None of it never happened.
Okay, so yeah, None
of it never happened.
So if this is your first time joining us,
it is. It has to be. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah, that's your first time joining us. This is you can see it back here.
Right.
My bad. The Making It Through podcast with Ray and Uncle P, man. Right. Again, it's come from just authentic conversations between myself and my brother. I call him Uncle P because, well, that's what his name is, Uncle P. So I'm going to reverence him as Uncle P. That's a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? The topic is how did we make it through? And literally, man, if y'all on TikTok, y'all could ask y'all questions. If y'all on Facebook, Uncle P sees your comments, ask your questions to help push the podcast. But realistically, we came together again from a conversation a few days ago, honestly. Last week, came together from a conversation, said, hey, we need to have this conversation because a lot of people walk around in silence. A lot of people don't speak up and ask for help. A lot of people don't want to express what their feelings are, right? And I'm one of them. But this here, I have about 5 people, men in my life who are what I would call a safe space, right? Somewhere where I can go, I can vent, unbiased, no judgment, and they give me the truth. Not the yes that I want to hear, not the stuff that makes me feel warm and fuzzy, not that, right? So I got 5 folks who I can rely on that I could go to. One, my pastor, you know what I'm saying? I can go to that space and we can have that raw, uncut, uncomfortable conversation because a lot of times I be off, right? And I don't even be knowing I'm off because I just be being myself. Yo, this is me. This is what I do. ... No, he'll sit me down and say, no, that's not what you do. This is what God is calling you to, right? The second one is my brother Malcolm. You know, we can have the tough conversation, unbiased, and he can keep it real with me no matter what, right? The third one, man, is Uncle P, man. You can come here anytime, have that conversation raw and uncut, or pick up the phone, have a conversation, or a text message. My man got an ability to send you some text messages that inspires you to move forward. That's his gift, right? And then my brother, my younger brother, you know, he dealing with some stuff. However, when it's me and him, he locked in. And he can have those conversations with me that help push and edify and allow me to move forward. And then my father, you know, really being able to have that conversation with him now is different because growing up, I didn't have the ability to really sit down and have these kind of conversations with my father. Right. Now we're having conversations that are uncomfortable because the young boy inside of me is still healing. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very challenging to heal from a space that for so long, the person who I thought was responsible for it didn't really want to have the conversation. No. So yeah, that's what these conversations is going to be about, getting real. You know, you might see some tears, you might see some laughter. You know, it might be some screaming and yelling in here. We don't know what's going to happen. But what you will see is real, authentic conversations happening transparently. We got another question from TikTok. It says, what was something you almost gave up on, but you were thankful you didn't? Oh, my goodness, that's so good. You want to go first?
Something that I almost gave up on, and I'm thankful that I didn't. The radio station. It was 2019 going into 2020. No, yeah. And my partner was pulling out. Now, why my partner was pulling out, you feel me? It might have been because of me. You feel me? Like, I understood growth. I got it. Like, you can't grow unless you're spending money. So we have to spend money. Then we understand how much money we're spending now. We look for it. But I get it, right? That's not how you do things. But that's how a hustler moves. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's going to be there. Right? You have to believe it's going to be there, or you wouldn't buy the product that you're buying to sell it. You feel me? Like, the people are going to buy this. So he pulled out, right? Understand? And I didn't know anything about business. I just wanted to be a radio personality. So when I started the radio station, I just wanted to be a radio personality. I just wanted to talk. Let the business people handle the business. You feel me? Like, when it's time to pay, you got a paycheck for me? You don't? All right, that's cool. I'll figure it out, right? But, yeah, he pulled out, and I sat in the corner, and I was ready to give up, quit, cry. You feel me? And that's when my dad came to me. You feel me? I felt him in the room. He said, "What are you doing? Like, seriously, like, get up. You'll be all right. Just keep moving." See, sometimes you got to trust that the step is going to show up. Even if you can't see it, it's going to show up. You feel me? So you got to step. And I stepped. Then I had to step again. Then I got a phone call for a job, which was going to help me pay for the radio station. I just had to kind of pull myself away from the radio station, right, to do this job, right? And I did that. And I did that job for 4 years. 2020 to 2024, and then I didn't feel it anymore. I said, all right, I've done it for 4 years. There are people in positions right behind me that want these positions, that want to be the man. I don't want to be the man in this situation. I was just helping. So I can retreat. I can back up and let anything happen that needs to happen for everyone else, right? So that's what I did. But I really did that because of my mom dying. You feel me? I was fucked up in the head. It was real bad. So yeah, that's when I realized what I had and what I had to lose. 2020, right? And I kept pushing no matter what, right? So step, no matter if you see the step or not. Keep moving, no matter if you feel the walls closing in on you, right? That's the only way you can grow.
That's a fact. I could say, for me, it's life. I think I was in my early 20s. Yeah, because I got married at 26. I was way before marriage. Well, not way before, a couple years before marriage.
What age were you when you got married? Your mom, yeah.
I was 26.
26.
Yeah, I was 26 years old. Yep. And where I was going, 2014. I took 9th grade math in the 12th grade, so my math ain't like that. So, yeah, it was 26. I think it was 26 going into 27 or something like that. And so I was in my early 20s, and I was sitting in my truck. I was in West Philly. I was on 61st and Lebanon. I was sitting in my truck. It was late night. It was storming. I was by myself, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, it ain't worth it to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Super young. Wasn't as locked in with the Father as I am now, where I can go to Him and relieve my relieve my my burdens and leave them there. Right?
Rewind. It ain't worth it to keep going.
Yeah, at 20.
So you ready to check out?
I was ready to check out, bro. And I was literally thinking of ways how to do it. In the truck at night in the middle of West Philly. And the girl I was dating at the time, she had came out the house. I'm already in tears and, just like, I can't figure it out. I just want to, again, just let it go because to me, it would have been easier. Back then, I thought it would have been easier to just check, right? So.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing.
Right.
And life don't reward easy, bro.
Right.
Show me where life rewards easy.
There's nowhere that it does, right?
I'm just saying. So.
And like literally thinking about it now, it's like, yo.
I was tripping.
Not only was I tripping, but I would have left. If I would have left
then,
when I was 20,
right.
I wouldn't have seen 4 of my siblings be born. I'm the oldest of 17 kids, bro.
Oh, you tripping. Dad tripping.
Well, he is. They
17?
both tripping. I'm the oldest of 17. What would 17? That have been like for my younger siblings, right? Like I'm real heavy on family. What would have that done for my mom who relies on me, right? What would that have done to the relationship with my father? There would have not been a relationship with my father. And what would that have done to him as a person? Right? I think about that now, but before I didn't think about that.
Didn't think about
because I was ready.
Why would you? You was 20.
Just go.
You was 20. You was thinking about all the things you didn't have.
Right.
I think when we get into, because I've been there before. So I was 13. My dad had just died. So I wasn't allowed outside when I was a younger kid. You feel me? My dad had me in the house constantly reading, right? So when he passed away, I didn't have a lot of friends. You feel me? So I felt alone. The closest person to me at that time was my grandmother. She come pick me up, and she was crazy behind the wheel. That's where I get my craziness from. My dad was more assertive behind the wheel, straight to the point. My grandmother was pulling out in front of fucking trucks all the time. Like she was wild. She was wild, but that was my baby. But yeah, I was ready to go. I took some Motrins. You know what I mean? 'Cause I was ready. You feel me? And laid in the bed with my grandma, and she looked at me and she said, "What's wrong with you?" And she kicked me, and I fell out the bed. She called my mom, right, and they took me to the hospital. Come to find out, I had a cyst behind my in my nose, and they removed that, right? But I never told anybody that I wanted to commit suicide. Then my daughter tried to do it when I divorced her mom. So we think about what we don't have when we're trying to commit suicide, when we should always be thinking about what we do have. You got a house, you got a truck, you're sitting in a truck. Most people don't have a truck. You feel me? You got a girlfriend. Most people don't have a girlfriend. You feel me? Like, once you get to add up all the things you do have, you're like, oh shit, I'm winning.
Facts.
I'm not losing.
Facts.
It's all about how you look at it. You know what I mean? So I know how you feel. You feel me? I even tried it again after my mom died. I went to the Dominican Republic to die. I was 44. My 45th birthday, bro. I was ready to slit my wrist. My son called me. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I answered the phone. He said, man, I see you when you get back. So I was like, nah, I can't do it. My son needs me. And I thought about all that, right? What would happen if I die? How would he feel? What will he go through? You know what I mean? Will he experience the same things that I experienced? Yeah, it'd be a whole lot worse, right? So, no, I got to stay here. I got to stay here for my children, right? So, man, listen, when you think about what you have instead of what you don't have, when you are blessed or you're grateful for the opportunities you have, for the things that you have, for the people that you have in your life, you don't really think about taking yourself out. It's not as strong as it was before. So yeah, I get that. That.
So the positive light in it all is simple. I'm glad I didn't give up because I would not have been able to make and build the relationships that I have in this life. I'm glad that I did not give up and take myself out because I would not have met my wife. I'm glad that I did not give up and take myself out because I would not be able to be here today and have this conversation. So, yeah, we made it back from it.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question.
Good.
So you talked about, the passing of your family members that were close and near and dear, and how now you view yourself as the patriarch, right? What does that weight feel like? What does that responsibility feel like, especially coming from, a kid who was young and reckless to an adult who
was young and reckless
to now feeling the pain in your 40s and still having to maintain what the patriarch looks like, feels like, sounds like.
That's heavy. Because of the way I grew up from birth to 12 years old, I had to go back to that. The discipline, the understanding, the knowing, the direction. I heard it, so it's there. You know what I mean? I have to make it louder, right? And the only time that I've learned throughout my life, the only time I hear my father is when I'm alone, like completely alone, right? So sometimes you gotta, and people don't understand that, right? Because when you have something on you, it's heavier than just regular life. It's heavier than just celebrating and going out and partying and smoking and drinking and bullshit. It's like, this is my responsibility. And because it's my responsibility, I take it very critical. We had an incident on Friday at Fusion Friday where I said the generator needed gas. You said the generator didn't need gas.
Yeah, it was full.
Leslie said it didn't need gas. What happened to the generator?
It ran out of gas.
It ran out of fucking gas. So for me, it's like, yo, I said this. You feel me? Because I knew it to be true. What happened to make sure it didn't happen again, right? Because if somebody says, yo, we need gas, I'm going to go get the gas. I'm not going to say, nah, it's full. You feel me? Like, if you feel like it's full, it's not full, I'm going to go get the gas, whether I checked it or not. Because you know something that I don't.
Right.
Right, so we gonna go get the gas. So go get the gas, come back. You feel me? Now, if we would have add the gas in, we wouldn't have had the problem that we had, and the generator wouldn't have cut off. Right. So just that, right? Those little things for me, I think about constantly. All right, how can I do a better job? So when people see me, they be like, "P, man, you look mean." Like, no, I'm not mean. I just got the weight of the world on top of me. Right. My children, I gotta be there for them. I don't have any grandparents. I have godparents, but they're dealing with life. You feel me? Like, so I can't put no weight on them, right? I have an aunt and cousins, but I can't put no weight on them. I gotta absorb all of the weight. There's no partner standing next to me. You know what I mean? If there is a partner, she's not trying to be carrying my weight. She got her own weight to carry. You know what I mean? So it's heavy. It's very heavy, but it's also freeing because it allows me to break free from people that are only next to me to use me, or people that are only next to me to have something to make them feel better. When they see me at my worst, they feel better about where they are. When they see me at my best, then they start to be like, "Oh no, I can change. Oh no, you. Oh man. Oh yeah. What was the thing? Attack the day before the day attacks you, huh?" Like, yeah, absolutely. You think that's funny? I do not play with those games, bro. I don't. Like, I will never attack my brother for doing something. You understand what I'm saying? Or try to make it funny. You feel me? If you woke up breathing, you woke up oh, you gonna laugh at that? That's funny? How you cut? Just that simple. Because I did it without you. So I really don't need you by me criticizing what I'm trying to build.
Thanks.
Nigga. I'm trying not to be the person I was. Because if you met the person I was, you wouldn't like him. So calm down, relax. You feel me? Like, I get it. I do. I understand it, right? Pierre is different, right? When I started the radio station, I had to be different. I just went through something that changed the way I viewed things. You feel me? Like, I had to put my son's life ahead of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I had to put respect for him ahead of respect for me. So I've dealt with a lot. You understand what I'm saying? But you really don't want to get me in that space where he has to come out. Because when he comes out, it's very nasty. It's very mean. It's very direct to you. So you know I'm not playing with you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be calm. I don't even want to do any of those things. You feel me? But you keep playing with me. So for me, it requires so much patience, so much understanding, so much discipline just to get a little bit of peace. And once you get that little bit of peace, you want to stay in that peace. Like, I don't want to come out of this. It's peaceful in here. It's quiet in here. There's nobody bothering me in here. So why would I want to come out, right? But I have to come out to be around the people. So, yeah, it's hard. It's very hard, but it's worth it.
So a piece of advice that I have for you is, and it's something that I had to learn, right? So taking it to the feet of God and leaving it there.
Oh yeah, I pray every day.
It's easy to pray, right? The hard part is leaving the things that we deal with where we pray. I struggle with that. Heck, I probably still struggle with that. There's certain situations and instances, like with my family, bro, like, I pick back up because I'm like, yo, I can help him. But God, like, nah, bro, you can't help him. I can help him, no. So the weight that you feeling, leave it there. And again, it's easier said than done. I'm not saying that I do it. I'm still growing through this thing too.
Yeah, you can't leave it all there, right? Because you have to take some of it with you. You feel me? Some of it has to come with you. But majority of the stuff that I believe, because I'm all for the community, so I give more than I receive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And because I give, I receive. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they was like, yo, bro, like, I be seeing you out here, the things that you're doing, the things that you was doing, you feel me? Like, people be following you, but don't want to, oh, man, if it wasn't, I don't need that recognition. I don't know why people think I do. I don't. Truly, I don't, right? I'm just excited that you want to do something. So how can I help?
Right.
That's it. Because we all need somebody, right? I'm here to help. I'm not here to hurt. I'm not here to hinder. I'm not here to fall. I'm not here to make you quit. I just want to help. And if you're not capable of understanding what true help is, that's your fault. It's not mine. Because I've never wanted to help anyone to take something from someone. I wanted to help someone to give. You feel me? To motivate. So, things happen. You feel me? And whatever happens, let it happen. But the radio station is the only thing I have. You know what I mean? Like, literally. So when we're dealing with the radio station, yes, I need it to get done a certain type of way. Or don't sign up to do it. You know what I mean? I need you to show up a certain type of way. Or don't show up. You feel me? Like, don't show up half-ass and think I'm going to accept a half-ass show up. You feel me? When you could have not shown up at all and you wouldn't even have to deal with me. I'm not going to be mad that you don't show up. You feel me? But I'm going to be mad at you if you show up and you show up half-ass and you don't want to do any of the things I'm asking you to do. You know what I mean? So just for me, yes, I pray. You feel me? I am Muslim. You feel me? I can, if I focus, pray all 5 times. You feel me? I might get 3 in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't want to leave it all at the foot. You feel me? Because I have to walk with the rest of it. So I want to make sure I'm walking in the direction of truth and honor and respect. So I have to carry some of it, right? I have to carry some of it back. You got to take some things back with you, right? So, yeah, I don't leave it all at his feet. You feel me? But the things I do leave at his feet, he truly blesses me with the understanding and the space to realize why I do what I do.
That's good. That's real good. So let me ask this question. And I did a Facebook post about it. What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self? And the piece of advice that I gave my younger self, because I put it out on the book, so it's already out there. I said, go after what you want to go after with crazy faith that it already happened. And when it gets tough, don't give up. And that's what I told my younger self. What would you tell your younger self? And your younger self could be yesterday. Mine was 20. I think I put it as a 20-year-old because it's 20 years
34 years. I would really sit down with my younger self and just explain to my younger self how important it is to just keep moving. I was mad. You feel me? Like, my dad was taken from me at 12 years old. Left me. Now, I had uncles. My Uncle Lamont was taken from me at 20 years old. You know what I mean? My grandmother was taken from me at 25 years old. You feel me? So I've had people that were there for me and people that helped me, but I was so angry with God. Like, how can you say you love me and you take everything that's beneficial for me? And you leave me here with people that don't really care. Not my mother. My family still cared about me, but the other people. Mm-hmm. You leave me here with people that are not equipped to help me or don't know that I need the help or not trying to help, right? So I was mad for so many years till I went to jail. And that's when I understood that I had to be alone to hear. You feel me? I had to be by myself to understand what I needed to do. 18 months I sat in that joint and I made a plan, right? To come home, to not go back. I haven't been locked back up for anything. Not a DUI, not anything. You feel me? I haven't been in a cop car for 20 years. Which is amazing for me because the 10 years before that, I was in a cop car every 6 months. I was locked up running from the police. Crazy. So it was like, I haven't been in a cop car for 20 years. I haven't been in handcuffs in 20 years. I haven't.
This is live and uncut.
For real? What happened?
So yeah, I got a bunch of students here. You feel me? Shout out to the students. I appreciate it. But yeah, I haven't experienced the police in my life, and I'm friends with police because you need police. Who am I going to call when somebody break in my house? Who am I going to call when somebody steal my car? Who am I going to call when something happened to my son? Who am I going to call when something happened to my daughters? Right? I'm going to call the police. So I don't have no problem with the police. When I was hustling, I had a job. My job was to stay away from them
Right.
and to keep them away. You feel me? But I'm not doing that anymore. So it's okay to be okay with them. I'm not telling them anything.
Right.
If they don't know, they won't know. But understanding. What was the question? 'Cause I forgot.
What would you tell your younger self?
What would I tell my younger self? I would have a conversation with my younger self and tell my younger self to keep moving, right? Don't be so mad at God, right? Everything happens for a reason. To keep himself focused on life and love that he has. Don't worry about the love that he lost, but also think about what the love that he lost taught him and gave to him, right? Because like I said, I heard my dad, did I tell you? When I was looking out the window in Graterford, looking out and seeing the people, and I saw 3 people that I knew. And it flashed me back to when I was young, and I asked my dad, can I go outside? And we was looking out the Benjamin Banneker. He said, you go outside, you're going to end up upstate with those 3 men. I saw those 3 men in Graterford. And through my head, I heard, didn't I tell you, dumbass? Fuck.
Yeesh.
Sally, did you say something just to make sure? Because I felt it like he was in the room with me. Didn't I tell you, dumbass? Yo, Sally, you say something? He said, I ain't say nothing. Man, I hopped up on that bed so fast, bro, and put my face in that pillow and cried. I said, what the fuck did I do? Because I thought what I was doing was going to affect somebody else. I thought what I was doing was going to make my mom realize who I was and what she had lost and what she didn't do. And my mom wrote me. And I didn't get that letter till my mom passed away. So in 2025, I'm in this space, and my sister stops past and gives me this letter. It's like, huh? It was everything that I thought my mom wrote. She was sorry. She apologized. She thought I could handle it, right? She thought my dad put enough gems into me to understand what I had to do, but I still needed a man to mold me. I wasn't finished yet. I wasn't finished baking. So it's like putting bread in the oven and pulling it out and it's still soft. You don't have bread. You feel me? You got a patty. You feel me? Like, yeah, people eat that. It's not a problem to eat that, but it's not bread like you know it to be bread. You know what I mean? So what could I do? I did it. I started a radio station, right? So I would tell myself to just stay with it. Right,
Stay with it.
Stay with it.
Make it through.
Yeah.
Grow through it.
Right.
All right, so look, is this new, everybody's seen it, as all over social media trend, right? And it's the Netflix original situation where people, sit down and kind of do the documentary, the intro to the documentary. I'm real curious to see what they would talk about, honestly. But I was like, yo, what if I did the Netflix original joint, right? So, getting up, sitting down, and then you be like, yo, all right, it's over here, it's over there. What would I talk about on that Netflix documentary? That's the question. What would you talk about if you had an opportunity, Netflix pulled up and it's like, yo, we're going to do a documentary on cmpradio.net. What would you talk about?
The price of silence. Chester, for years, Chester has been, people yell about things they want to change in silos. There are different silos in the city, right? There are different places where people go, right? Facebook, if you have the right friends, if you associate with the right people, you'll see all of these silos, right? But no one wants to speak on what we should do or it's the solutions for the problems that we face, right? So cmpradio.net was brought to cultivate, and everybody knows what cultivate means, right? Cultivation is the planting of seeds, the watering, the toiling of soil, right? Is to cultivate anything, is to allow things to grow, right? So we're cultivating mature positivity, right? So the price of silence, it could be your school district. It could be your city, the funds. It could be the trash not being picked up, right? What happens when we go silent? What happens when we stop asking the right questions and we start assuming we know the right answer, right? What happens when we stop believing the people that are supposed to be leading us and we start believing the people that don't want to lead us, right? What happens when we don't when we begin to take money from people that don't give a rat's ass about us personally, but care about what's behind us because they see the beauty in it and they want to be able to reach it. And they know the only way to reach it is to get us to move a little bit to the left. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would definitely do a documentary, and it would definitely be, you know what I mean, The Price of Silence, right?
Like that, The Price of Silence. Man. Yeah, it would be called, mine would be called Carrying the Weight of the World. And it would talk about how for so many years I put the weight of the world on my shoulders. And I shouldn't have, because it drained me. And I wasn't able to refill appropriately to continue to carry the weight. So that's what it would be called for me. All right, so I guess I got one more question for you. And then I'll go back to the questions that they're asking on TikTok. If money wasn't an option, well, not an option, but if money wasn't a hindrance, right? So like, it didn't matter the cost of it. What is it that you would do in the next 30 days?
If money wasn't an option?
Like if you ain't had to worry about paying for it, and it just was like, here goes a blank check, you write it when you figure out what you want to do.
Man, when I figure out what I want to do, I already know. So I would build I don't know. Like, I'm not going to call it these places because these places have opportunities to do it. So the YMCA, right? The Kroc Center, the Salvation Army. I would build an Olympic-sized swimming pool. You feel me? With offices and spaces for nonprofits to come in and use the location to engage with our children, to teach our children basketball courts with a track over top of it. You feel me? Racquetball courts, tennis ball, whatever. You feel me? Like outside would be a football stadium or a football field, right, where kids could, play baseball or football, right? If our children are our future and we're not investing in our future, and then we find out we don't have a future, it's because we chose not to invest in our children. Right? So now we have to begin to invest into our children. We have to begin to help our children understand who they are, what they can grow into. We were talking to the kids out there, all of them said trade school. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of them knew what trade school they wanted to go to. Some of them are in 12th grade. It's not bad that you don't know, but now guess what? Now you got to get to know.
Yeah, you got to figure
it out. You know what
I
mean? Now you got to get to know. This is the summer where you got to figure out what you're going to do, right? And get on that and start working on that so you can get it done. Me and my son had this conversation his 11th grade year. All right, what you want to do? I want to go in the Air Force. Okay. Why the Air Force? Constantly ask, why the Air Force? Why the Air Force? Why the Air Force? If you want to go there because you need some discipline or some structure, you should have listened to me. I had plenty of discipline for you. But listen, let me tell you something. You can't talk back to those officers the way you talk back and yell and fuss and scream and holler, right? They're gonna break you down, right? It's like being in Camp Hill, and they were talking about it last night. Camp Hill will break you. So glad I didn't go to Camp Hill because I'm not for the bullshit. You feel me? And I definitely wouldn't have came home when I came home if I would have went to Camp Hill. So I stayed at Graterford. But again, discipline in the Army is different from discipline on the street. Mm-hmm. You feel me? These are white officers, and they don't care about you. Honestly, they just want you to get a job done, get a mission done. So asking him questions after questions, where you going, what you doing? Finally, he said, I brought him AIM. And that's up in Northeast Philly. So they have a school to be able to work on planes where you don't have to go into the Army. You feel me? Now it's a 2-year program, but after that 2-year program, you can work anywhere. You feel me? And he looked into it. We went up to the school. He liked it. He's been up there. He's been working at the airport, right, doing different things to further his career.
Right.
I want you're young. You're only 19, 20. You can focus on what you need to focus on. You feel me? Like, what do you see? Ask him that all the time. What do you see right now? I know what you need, but what do you see? What do you have enough of, right? And if you have enough of that, then you can trade that in to get what you don't have. You feel me? Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that. Yeah, no, this is it's definitely a good conversation. Time flies when you just having fun and you talking and you getting through. So there's a couple questions on TikTok. Crystal, thanks so much for tapping in on the pod. One of y'all want to jump in? I got you. I got to ask y'all some questions. I don't know. It depends on when you sit down. I'm just kidding. If you don't want to, it's fine. So it's the Making It Through podcast. And we got some students who are coming in. Some students that's coming in that's going to jump in real quick. And I'm going to ask them a couple questions. They're 11th and 12th graders. And it's really just about how did they make it through, right? Or how are they making it through? Because these kids, they deal with society, and they deal with Instagram, and they deal with Facebook, and they deal with TikTok, and they deal with all the things that we didn't have to deal with as kids. And working in the school system for, I will call it 4 years, 3 or 4 years of my life. Recently, I've watched kids have to put on a facade for Instagram likes, TikTok likes, or loves, or whatever y'all call them, reshares, and all of the things that social media has to offer. I watch kids get bullied because on Instagram they did something that wasn't acceptable to their peers. I watch fights happen because of social media within the school system. So now I just want to, kind of have I'm going to ask you all a quick question about how you are making it through right now as you're 11th grade, right? Yeah. As 11th graders and 12th graders, and how society has shaped, or social media has shaped you in your personal walk, right? That's the question for you. So how has society shaped you in your personal walk? And either one of y'all could, start and talk and introduce yourself too.
Grab the microphone. Get the microphone in front of y'all.
My name Vania.
My name Deion.
All right. So you want to go first? Yeah. All right, go ahead. Make sure you're talking to the mic.
You said how
has society shaped you, and how are you making it through?
you just like, I don't really know how to describe it, but just gotta be yourself. Like, you can't let nobody tell you to do something. You can't change for nobody. You just gotta be yourself.
So let me ask you a question. So with social media as high as it is, and y'all growing up on social media, and there's people that's doing stuff for likes, follows, mentions, those kind of things. How do you personally look past that and still build on the fundamental foundations and gems that your family has poured into you?
Like the likes, you shouldn't care about the likes or how much followers you get on any platform. You just gotta like you can't let Instagram or TikTok persuade you to do something else you don't want to do.
I like that. That's a good answer. Now, how about you, sir?
Me personally, I really just be myself. I don't really care what nobody thinks about me. It's just like, it's me. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
So how did you get to that point?
Just talking to people and stuff. My mom, she always told me to be myself, not really care about what nobody thinks about me.
So listen, man, in a society where we feel like you hear from the young people, the ones that's coming after us, and who will ultimately take care of us, man, just live your life. Don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about the reposts. Don't worry about none of that. Just live your life and do what's best for yourself. Man, I appreciate y'all answering that one question for me, man. I'm going to have y'all on one day. Y'all going to come and hang out with me one day on the podcast, all right? I appreciate that. Hey, listen, man, we are at the end of the segment or the episode or whatever you want to call this thing. It's definitely a episode. It's definitely a podcast. I'm super excited just to have the opportunity to be here. You know what I'm saying, and do what it is that I love to do. I love to have conversation. I love to pour into the next generation, and I love having the next generation pour back into us. Right. Again, this is the Making It Through podcast with Ray and Uncle P. Listen, Uncle P put out what he would do if he had a blank check. If somebody out there that's listening or who will listen eventually, we need that blank check. we need it so that we can build out that community center that's needed in this space of Delaware County. So if that's you, and God is touching your heart, write that blank check.
Yeah, write that blank check.
Write that blank check.
Write that blank check. Probably take about, a couple million to build it up from the ground up. Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah,
Our children are worth so much more.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? We have doctors, and lawyers, accountants. We've been doing this. Some of the people that I wrote and I hung out with in the streets, they weren't supposed to be drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just you do what's available with producers. You feel me? Then all the things that come with that, right? You get to doing something, then you realize you don't want to do that, so you do something else. Then you pick up a bottle of alcohol and you drink. You think you're escaping something. I know, right? Because I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addicted young man. You feel me? To step away from all that stuff and realize that life is real, that there's more joy in life than there is in getting high and getting frustrated and being mad. And so to build a youth center for our children, to be able to give our children a place to have fun, to come together, to get help. And I'm talking about the youth center would be almost, it could keep kids there overnight, because the runaway, the numbers are high for our children when they run away from home and they don't have somewhere to go. I'm not asking you to call your mom. I just want to figure out where you come from. You get food, you get meals, you get homework help. You feel me? You want to stay here, take a shower. You feel me? Get yourself together. Then we bring your mom in and your dad in and find out what services do y'all require. Because that's what it's about, bro. It's about helping people get the services they require. We got tons of people doing this work. It's just time for us as a community to come together. We don't have to ask them to help us. We can do it ourselves, literally.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, we get $100 from all registered voters in the community and watch us be able to build whatever we need to build to help our children. You feel me? And it's not about what part of town you're from or where you come from and none of that. It's about building a space for all of our children, our project children, our McCaff children, our Bennett children, our New Homes children, like our LV children, you feel me? Our Holland Gardens children, like our 3rd Street children, our East Side children, our West Side, our children. And it's time for us to put down this misconception that we have that we are better separately, individual, than we are together. You can do a lot with a fist. Can't do a lot with a pinky or
That's
a
a
pointer
fact.
finger or a middle finger, but you can do a lot with a fist. So, yeah, that's all I have, man. And I appreciate the podcast, making it through podcast. We're going to do this, every Thursday
Every Thursday.
until you get a job?
No, every Thursday.
How you gonna,
You know what's funny? I'm still in the trying to figure out stage. So like, I had an opportunity to get a job. It was like $30-something an hour, full time, paid benefits, double time on holidays, all that stuff, right? So coming off of a job after 3 years, I'm like, oh, that sounds good, right? So I get back in the car, and my wife had heard it because her window was down, and she was like, yeah, it sounds good, but does that make sense to what you're doing right now? Does it make sense to your purpose?
sense to your purpose? You have to
And,
ask that question.
Yeah, but I wasn't before, bro. I wasn't
It's just
asking it. I was just doing
I
it.
just need the money.
That's all I was
need the
doing.
money.
That's it. And when she asked that question, I look at my wife as wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom walks in the room. Wisdom talks to me. And sometimes I don't listen to the wisdom.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, it pricked my ear, it pricked my heart, and I'm like, yo, do I want to subject myself to something that don't make sense to my purpose again?
Because you know what happened the last time.
Yeah, it stole my dream. Stole my dream. So we gonna do this, and if I do get a job, it's hey, I need off Thursday mornings because I got a prior obligation that got to get done. Because I believe that this is going to free some people, and that's what it's about. Is being able to help people understand, like, yo, you ain't got to go through this alone.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? If it take for me to sit on this chair at this table, this microphone with that behind me for you to start opening up, then that's what I'll do.
And that's what you have to do.
Until the end of time, honestly. And today really unlocked something in me, right? So I'm very good at being behind the scenes. That's why most of my videos that I post is recorded, because I don't want to be on live having conversations. Like, that's crazy.
not?
Because I don't like being in the front.
Why not?
Because I like pushing people from behind.
No,
but this is
no,
the season.
No. You don't like being in the front. Why not?
Bro, because
It's not about liking to push people. It's not about liking to push people from behind. You don't like being in the front. Why not?
Because
You have to own it. You have to own it.
I don't like being in the front
Uh-huh.
and taking the credit, because sometimes I don't feel like, not sometimes, most times I don't feel like I'm worthy of what that looks like.
Why do you not feel as though you're worthy?
This podcast was supposed to be over, y'all. We was cutting.
No,
We was
because
cutting.
now, shit, we damn near in the middle of it now.
We was cutting.
No,
y'all. We
you
was
said
cutting.
something like so.
So my whole life I grew up, well, as a kid I grew up insecure, right? So I was skinny, I had big ears, I like all those kind of things. I got talked about, I got bullied in middle school, the whole 9 yards. I moved to where I went to high school at, and I kind of changed because I wasn't with the people who I was with before, right? So I was able to kind of put on a whole new confidence, right? So I put on this new confidence first day of the school, you know what I'm saying? And everything was straight. And that's where I found myself. But I never healed from the space of feeling inadequate or feeling worth what that looks like. I still, I mean, for real, every day I struggle with what my worth is. We just talked about how, you know, I said, yo, just give me a love offering for doing a service. Do you know if I would have charged, let's say if over the course of my adulthood, all of the free things that I've done for people, all the things that I've done, hey, you family, give me this. If I would have charged what I was worth, I'd be a millionaire. And that's not being facetious. That's being 100% charging for what you were. But understanding your worth is important. And it's not the currency that everybody's chasing. We chasing money that fades away.
To buy things that break, right? Or you can't fit anymore, or just don't work, right?
Or it could be
taken from you.
Is the currency we're chasing don't make sense, but for the entirety of my life, I was chasing the currency that didn't make sense. You could ask 10 people who I known growing up, and 9 of those people will say, oh, well, yeah, Ray's a good guy, but Ray known for chasing $1. That's what he do. He known for chasing $1. I remember I had an interview with Primerica, and my guy Kenny, he's like a brother to me now. He was calling your references, right? So like they asked for references so they can have those conversations, right? So he called my pastor at the time. He called him. He was like, hey, if you could tell me anything about Ray, what would it be? He was like, oh, he's a great kid, but he loved chasing that money. And literally, that became my mantra. I'm going to chase this money, because what I thought was that money will solve everything. But at the end of the day, when you could have a whole bunch of money, you could have a little bit of money. But if you don't feel like you're worth it, none of that stuff even matters.
More money, more problems. It's a real situation. I realize that. So throughout my life, still chasing money, trying to make it get to $1, right? So I could take care of we have a responsibility to the people that raised us. You know what I mean?
Right.
When my mom passed away, I quit both my jobs, bro. You know what it's like to walk away from $150,000?
No, but I walked away from 99 though.
Like, do you have any idea the friends you lose when you walk away from that opportunity? The people that were around you because they knew that you were somebody that they could count on. The people that question you now because you're not capable of showing up the way you used to show up. So I had to deal with all that, right? But I had to be able to also walk away,
right, and
not be stuck, in that situation. You feel me? Like, so we are responsible to our parents to take care of them, to make sure they're comfortable. And the moment we realize that we did our job,
Right.
and we then go to be responsible for our family, our wives, our children, man, that requires a lot of understanding who you are, where you stand, who you stand for, and why. And all of those questions are questions you're going to continue to have throughout the rest of your life. Like, they're not going to go anywhere, right? Why do you come here? Why do you come here to this radio station to do this podcast? Why do you believe that Pierre is who he is? Because I know it. You feel me? Like, these questions that you constantly have to ask. And when you don't have the answer, you ask the question out loud to the nearest person
Right.
to you.
Right.
Nearest person to you. So
Right.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this, the Making It Through podcast, man. I'm excited for the whole situation. Yeah, let's go.
So look, man, if you want to partner with this show, you want to, say, hey, I got a business, I want to partner with this show, I want to sponsor it, get with us, reach out, send a text to 610-809-1137. Put in it, Making It Through. We got some competitive deals for you to advertise, grow with us, as we continue to make this happen. And then again, if you out there, man, write that blank check, because there's a community center that's needed in this part of the world, in this region. It's definitely needed. So I'll leave you with this, and we'll go ahead and roll out. Join us every single Thursday, 10 a.m. live right here at cmpradio.net for the Making It Through podcast. Man, we're going to have some guests on as well, so they can tell their stories on how they made it through. I'm super excited for what this looks like. And y'all have a great rest of your week, and God bless you.